ROM, you can only read only, clear. Which device produces solid objects? Which ones? From the printers, which one produces 3D solid objects? Which printer? Solid objects. The one you can use for designing cars. Are you reading? It's a 3D printer. Produces prototypes. You need to know difference. We talked about printers. And I said go and read the printers. A greenhouse is used to control plants and is computer controlled. Name 3 sensors that could be used in this greenhouse. Name 3 sensors that could be used in this greenhouse. So what sensors, can someone give me any sensor in a greenhouse?
Temperature sensor.
Temperature sensor to control the temperature. What else?
Humidity sensor.
Humidity sensor. Want to control the amount of moisture, water vapor. Lastly, the rest are quiet. You want to control the pH. pH sensor. You can even talk of light sensor. pH sensor. The greenhouse. The soil pH is very important for crops. Give 2 reasons why data from sensors need to be converted for use by the computer. What's the reason? Okay. What are the reasons? What are the reasons? Reasons? What are the reasons? We talked about it during topic on sensors. Someone? Why do data from the sensors need to be converted? What do you think? Why do you need to convert the data? Danat, why do we need to convert the data? Data from sensors. If I'm reading temperature, I'm reading maybe 10 degrees, 20 degrees, 20 something degrees, 30 degrees. But I'm saying that information needs to be converted. Why? You guess. Could we explain this? And they even talked of an ADC and DAC, the other side. You are not reading. The data, the computer can never understand. That's what he said. The computer can never understand the data from sensors. It has to be converted in binary. The output of an analog, of a sensor is analog. The input of a computer is binary. The computer can only understand binary. Clear? Easy is so that it's converted in an easy form. The computer can understand. Second point, we are saying the computer can only read binary. So unfortunately, the output from the sensor is analog. It's human readable analog. What you and I can read 27 degrees, whatever. The computer cannot understand that. That information have to be converted to ones and zeros, to binary. What the computer can understand. We talked about it. And we gave so many scenarios, but no one was able to answer them. Give 4 other uses of smartphones. Tell us the use of smartphones, you know them. You all have smartphones. What are the uses? Besides what they were making and receiving calls? Uses of smartphones? I think I left a question, no? And you're quiet. I knew that I left a question out. Sorry, guys, I left a question. For which of the following uses? Okay, for each of the following uses of data capture, name an appropriate direct data entry device. The device must be different in each case. Huh? Contactless direct cards, what do we use? Contactless. What do you use? Is that Noko who joined it? Contactless. What do you use? What the reader do we use? Contactless credit cards. Yeah. Guys, are you reading? It needs an RF reader. Multiple choice. Answers. On an exam mark, what do we use? What do we use to mark to read the multiple choice? Answers. What do we use? Tanasco? No, what do we use to read the multiple choice thing? What do we use to read the multiple choice? Answers on an exam mark. Am I the only one in class here? Unless you're saying my mic is not working. What do we use there? I'm waiting for the answer. What do we use? No, are you in the lesson?
Yes, sir.
So I'm asking, what do you use? No one is answering. They're looking for a device that you use to read multiple choice on an exam paper.
An OMR device, sir.
Oh, yeah. That takes time to say, oh, so people are not reading. Huh? Optical mark recognition. That's the only thing. There's no other thing that can mark that. Optical mark reader. And to scan items at a computerized view, what do you use? To scan items, what do you use? To scan items at a computerized view, sorry. What do you use? Children are in the lesson. What do you think we use at a computerized view? To scan items, what do we use? They could have said the point of sale is just the same thing. Computerized view, that's a point of sale. What do you use? Yeah. No funny. You're not reading, eh? But this is general knowledge here. At a computerized till, what do they use? What do they use in shops to scan your items?
Barcode.
If you say barcode, that's very wrong. Your barcode is simply your lines here that are on every item which are black and white. So if you say barcode here, that's wrong. What's the correct thing to say? Correct yourself. It's what? It's barcode what?
I said barcode reader.
Okay. So is that what is taking time for people to just say barcode reader here? What's so difficult about this question? That you spend 2 minutes trying to think that you scan items using a barcode reader. You don't need to read that. You need to know. What do you use an MICR for? No, people are knowing. What do you use that? What does MICR stand for without even Googling? What does that stand for? What does that stand for? These are the basics of ICT that everyone now, especially you guys who are in Form 4, you should be knowing this. You're writing this here. And you're not telling me that you don't even know what an MICR is. Kieran, what is an MICR? MICR, what is that? What does that stand for? And where is it used? MICR, what is that? No, you have never heard about it. MICR?
Isn't it like magnetic ink something?
Not something. So in an exam, you're going to say magnetic ink something. Magnetic ink character reader or recognition, magnetic ink character reader. Where do we use that? To read special ink on a bank check. That's the only place it's used. To read special ink on a bank check. Go and revise your boss. It seems as if you are forgetting the basics of I think I was on number 6. A smartphone has many uses. For example, making and receiving calls. Name other 4 uses. So what are the other 4 uses of smartphones? Other 4 uses besides the receiving and making phone calls. Can someone give me all the other 4 uses of smartphones? Kieran, can you give me the uses that you know of a smartphone?
To access the internet, to communicate with other people.
No, communicate your way. Look at this question. Did you read the question?
Oh,
You can't talk of this here. So if you're saying browsing the internet, I agree with you. What else? We can't talk of this. We have to exclude that. So what else? There are many uses of smartphones.
Photographs.
Yes, taking pictures. What else?
Taking videos.
Taking videos. Okay, I agree. What else?
Recording using the voice recorder.
Okay, what else? What else? There are many uses. Are you saying that's the only thing that you use your phones for?
Mobile payment, sir.
Online, we talked about it last week. The way we were talking, you remembered. Online banking.
Watch.
Online banking is different from mobile payment. You can actually do mobile payments. Oh yes, what else?
Watching PZs.
Okay. And what else do you do when you are not reading? You are not reading when you're not here. What are you busy doing on your smartphone? Gaming. This is that you use your phones for games. Is that true? That you'll be busy playing games? And maybe you know more of games more than the ICT syllabus. What else anyway? If I don't know your house, what do you send me? If I don't know direction to your house, what do you send me on my phone?
Direction.
You send a map location. What am I making use of? GPS. Satellite navigation, GPS. Phones have got calendars. Huh? So many things. And this is for social networking. Emails, can't you use your phone to send emails? To send emails to me. Playing music, language translation. Can you use your phone as a remote at home? When I've lost your remote. Is it
Yes,
possible?
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Control of home devices, where your phone is used as a remote.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What if the question was 8 marks and you're struggling to come up with many things of using a smartphone? Now, number 7. A developer is writing a program to record the results of examinations taken by students in a class. The program will be tested to make sure it works. There are 3 types of test data that can be used to test a system: normal, abnormal, extreme. We talked about it. I hope someone remembers. What is normal data? What is normal data? If I'm recording ages of a secondary, maybe to bring it closer to home here. If I'm recording age of secondary students in a database, and I say the age is from 12 to 19, so let's say from 1 to 6 here. What will be an example of normal data from that age range here? Can you give me an example of normal data? Which age will be normal data there if I want to enter those ages? And my restriction is 12 ages, 12 to 19 inclusive. So what will be normal data? What will be the normal data? You need to know this, huh? What will be the normal data? Oh. What will be the normal age? That's what you mean. What will be the normal age from that? That's normal data. What will be the normal age? Give me an example of normal age from what I've said. I said, let's say I've got a database and we have that restriction that the age is 12 only to 19. So which one will be, what will be the normal data? That's my question. Give me an example of normal data. Give me an example of extreme data and give me an example of abnormal data. If I have max here, max is only 0%. Someone can get a 0% to 100%. What is an example of normal percentage? Oh, you don't know this, but I explained it last time. I think it was even in one of the tests that we wrote. Gentlemen, there's no ladies here. We'll say gentlemen. We need to be serious with this ICT. Don't think it's an easy. It's not. It's an easy subject. But now, if you treat it the way you're treating it here, you fail. I even explained there that normal data is data in a given range. Is data acceptable in a given range? Normal data is the data that is acceptable in a given range. Normal data is the data that is acceptable in a given range. Clear? Normal data is the data that is acceptable in a given range. That's what we call normal data. Abnormal data is data that is outside the given. Abnormal data is data that is outside the, so it's incorrect data. Data that is outside the given range, incorrect data. Are you writing those definitions? Normal data, I said data within the given range, huh? Correct data. Abnormal data, data outside the given range. That's what we call abnormal. Incorrect data. Now, the last part. Extreme data is data that is on the boundaries of a given range. Is data that is on the boundaries of a given range. Now, did you write that those definitions? I'll go back to my question. Have we written the definitions? Can someone give me a mark here? Let's start with marks. I said 0 to 100%. Can someone give me a mark now that is normal? No, who can you give me a mark that is normal? A percentage here. Because we're talking of percentage, yeah? Don't give me 0 to 100. So can you give me a percentage that is normal? That will be accepted. Is 1% normal? Is 10% normal? Because yeah, quiet. How I can think of anything within this. Is 50%, is 90? Are these normal data? What I've listed here? Are they all normal from your definition? Are they all normal data? I'm asking a simple question, Mario. Are they all normal data from the definition that I've given you? Is 1%, 10%, 55%, and 99% normal data? I'm asking a simple question. From the definition, I've given you the definition just now. Is that normal data? Are we all there? I think we've lost one of you, if I'm correct. So Tanasco, do you think is this normal data here? 1%, 10%, 55%. So why are you quiet? I'm asking, is that normal data?
Yes, sir.
This is within the range. They are all in the correct range. Because it's 0 to 100. That's normal data. That's normal data. Now, my question is 0% and 100% normal data. Look at your definitions. Is 0% and 100% normal data?
No, sir.
No. They are called extreme because they are on the boundaries. So the age group that I said 12 to 19. My extremes will be this. Data on the boundaries is called the extreme data. That's what he said. So those are the extreme data here. That's the data on the boundaries. Abnormal data, you can't get to 110% or 101%. So if it's percentage here, an example is 101, that's impossible to get 101% or to get a minus 10%. The smallest you can get is a 0. That's abnormal. It's not in. That's how easy that is. So if I say I'm recording an age group here, let's say we are dealing with teenagers. Teenagers is what, 13 to 19, if I'm correct. So we're dealing with 13 to 19 teenagers. Extreme, that's 13 years and 19 years. That's not difficult from the definition I've given you. Abnormal, if I say 12 years here, it's abnormal. It's not a teenager. If I say 21 here, or if I say 50, it's abnormal. Normal data, anything that is acceptable, 14, 15, these are normal data. 16, 17, 18. Those are examples of my normal data. We need to know the definitions. Not only do we need to know the definitions, we need to know application. Because a question may give you a table, and they explain what they say, and they will now say which one is normal data, which one is abnormal, which one is next. Anyone who didn't understand this, so that we can explain it again. This is very simple, very basic. So when we are testing data, we always do, there are only 3 ways of testing data. Testing whether it's normal, abnormal, whether it's extreme. Are we together? Now, the program collects a large amount of data, and this could be stored using either a fixed solid state SSD or cloud storage. The developer is planning to use cloud storage. Describe 4 advantages to the computer of using, to the school sort of using cloud storage rather than SSD. Someone quickly. Advantage of cloud storage over SSD.
The data can be accessed from anywhere.
Data can be accessed anywhere. Yes, cloud storage, we're talking of storing things online, like Google Drive, iCloud. So data can be stored anywhere. That's correct. Can be stored. You said data can be stored. I mean, you're not limited. You can store it from anywhere. Clear? Data can also be retrieved as long as you have internet. Can you retrieve it 24/7 anywhere? Clear? Are we together? It's easy to what? To increase storage on cloud. It's just a matter of, for example, buying. Of course, that's expensive. It's simply a matter of buying. With the SSD now, you need to go and look for another SSD. Clear? Cloud storage, you're simply increasing it's easy to increase the storage capacity without adding any physical devices. Clear? Many people can share the data. Many people can share the data. If you're using cloud storage, you can allow that. There is auto backup of data on cloud storage. I'm sure your phone, you've seen that they say auto backup, whatever, your WhatsApp or whatever. Clear? When is, someone was asking about the holiday, when is this holiday thing? The Africa Day. Before I forget.
Isn't it on Monday, sir?
Not Tuesday. Can someone quickly check? Can you check your calendars? So that we don't make mistakes here. Is it Tuesday or today is what? Today is Wednesday. Sorry, Thursday. Looks like it's Tuesday, huh? Can you see that? The day where we have online lessons. Am I correct that it's Tuesday? Africa Day. So you want to have your Africa Day, public holiday. Is that clear what you said here? So these are, no, I think we had not listed everything. We were saying the advantages. We talked about the storage, that it's easy to increase storage. The data can be accessed anyway. Many people can share the data. It provides auto backup of data. Clear? Automatic backup. Give 3 disadvantages of the school using cloud storage. So what are the 3 disadvantages of using cloud storage?
The data can be easily stolen, sir.
Yes, cloud storage is prone to hacking. So there are security issues. Huh? It's prone to hacking. Clear. So the school can lose control of their storage data. What did I say? When you want to increase data, what do you want? You buy. Huh? So storage, buying extra storage capacity can be expensive. Huh? Can be expensive. But my question is, which one is cheaper? But that's relative. Huh? Which one is cheaper? Buying external storage, adding external data or buying hard drives? Isn't that buying storage online is cheaper? Because for me, I use I've got an iCloud. I'm charged like $1 per month to increase to 200. I think 200 gig. Then my Gmail, sorry, Google Drive, I increased it, and I think I'm also charged something like $2 per month or dollar something. You can check that. So it's cheaper. Can you see that? It's not a. But I'm saying there are ongoing costs associated with what. So you can write that there are ongoing costs, but the more you want to increase, you're always paying. Of which maybe with a drive, an SSD, once you just buy it for once. So these ones, they are ongoing costs because also you're charged monthly. Are we together? There are ongoing costs associated with cloud storage. What's the other drawback with cloud storage? It's dependent on what? For you to retrieve your data is dependent on what? On internet connectivity. Huh? Your SSD is not dependent. You can simply retrieve data. It's dependent on internet connection. Huh? To retrieve and store data is dependent on internet connectivity. Clear? To access and store data is dependent on internet connectivity. Is that making sense? Eh? You guys are quiet. Which means I'll send you homework. Eh? So we see you later.